Promises. I should have known. The Order of Fiery Promise is a cult with strange beliefs about the Seekers. They've hounded us for centuries.
Is it possible to... negotiate with them?
They're fanatics, drunk on whatever forbidden. Magic they can find to make themselves true Seekers. This explains why the Seekers might be here, but not the connection to Corypheus. A Seeker. Did they torture him to death? The Promisers will pay for this. As the Seekers of Truth have proven resistant to the effects of red lyrium, the Elder One has seen fit to place them in your care. Reclaim your destiny, and know that the Elder One expects your devotion as repayment. Signed by Magister Calpurnia, leader of the Venatori. Does Corypheus not realize the Promisers want the world to end? What use are they to him?
So Corypheus sold the Seekers to these cultists?
And they leapt at the chance, of course. But this doesn't explain how he captured the Seekers in the first place, or what's been done with them. We must keep looking.
We'll find them, Cassandra.
I know we will. Daniel! Daniel! Can you hear me?
Cassandra. It is you.
As...
Put it...
What? You can't be...
I'm not possessed. They... fed me things. I can feel it growing.
The Promisers will pay for what they've done.
No.
Of course we'll find him.
Lucius... he sent us here. Lies. He was here with them all along.
Cassandra.
Now is not the time for sympathy.
Wait.
You should have come with... Go... He was my apprentice. I have never known a finer young man. Now we find Lord Seeker Lucius. Lord Seeker Lucius.
Cassandra, with a man I can only assume is the new Inquisitor.
You must be very proud of your handiwork.
I presume you know we Seekers of Truth were once the original Inquisition. Oh yes. And But what did we create? The Chantry. The Circles of Magi.
We are not...
Of course, you say...
So you did all this because...
We Seekers are a... We created a decaying world and fought to preserve it even as it crumbled. We had to be stopped. You don't believe me? See for your... The secrets of... The war with the mages had already begun, but it was not too late for me to do the right thing.
And this was the right thing?
Lord Seeker, what you've done...
I know. What Corypheus did with the Templars does not matter. I have seen the future. Join us.
Make it take you! He was insane. He had to be. Perhaps the Envy Demon's influence? Remove the Lord Seeker so it could take over the Templars?
If so, plan worked perfectly.
He could not have destroyed all of us. I won't accept it. Let us return to Skyhold. I wish to see what's in the... Book of Secrets. Victory in the Arbor Wilds. The Archdemon might have been a... It is still out there, however. I wonder what Corypheus plans...
We'll deal with whatever he throws at us.
Do not underestimate Corypheus. He is powerful, and you have yet to fight him one-on-one. But he will come. You will get your chance.
You don't seem concerned.
I am terrified. Not long ago, the time has come to consider what will come next.
You'll be the next Divine, I assume.
That has not happened yet.
But it may.
If the Maker wills it, then yes. Blessed are they who stand. You have come far, my friend.
Finally a place for the horses. I forgot about the... Are you ready?
Of course. This will be a battle for the ages, and I'm honored to be fighting on your side.
And I'm honored to...
Let's talk.
Ever think maybe it was dwarves? welcome, you know. You've always been welcome.
It's a lot to think about. This tome has passed from Lord Seeker to Lord Seeker since the time of the old Inquisition. And now it falls to me.
Are you all right?
On the
Oh!
Do you know what the right of tranquility, the last resort, it should only be used on those who cannot control their abilities, but that has not always been the case.
Does the book say?
No. What fine... The Lord Seeker at the time covered it up. Harshly. There were deaths. It was dangerous knowledge. The shock of its discovery in addition to what happened in Kirkwall. But it appears we've always known how to reverse the right. From the beginning.
So, the rebellion could have been prevented.
Perhaps, but it was a long time coming. We created the right to become a Seeker. I was made tranquil, and didn't... That broke tranquil. The Seekers did not share that. Lucy, I thought to rebuild the Seekers once victory was ours. Now I'm not certain it deserves to be rebuilt.
If anyone can rebuild them into something worthwhile,
But are they
you could make them worth.
I will think on your... Thank you. I was hoping we could speak privately.
Are we not?
Right. Of course we are. The flirting. With me. I've noticed it. Unless it is my imagination, which is entirely possible.
If it makes you uncomfortable.
You cannot court me if that's your intention. It's impossible.
It's just a bit formal.
And that is a...
Is that what you want?
No. I take it back. That is what I want. I want a man who sweeps me off my feet, who gives me... You are the Inquisitor and the Herald of Andraste. You cannot be that man.
I can be that man, because
The world hinges on our...
that doesn't change how I...
It changes.
just as I remember it.
It's peaceful here. You must have good memories of this place.
It was a place of comfort. It is good to see it still untouched by Corypheus.
Liliana, is that you?
Sister Natalie, what are you doing here?
No, I've...
Inquisitor, this is Nat...
Wait, my lord, forgive me for not recognizing you earlier.
I wish more people would fail to recognize me.
Oh, I see.
Natalie, listen.
Oh.
I don't know. Justinia's letter came with instructions for me. They were a little cryptic. Always remember that faith sprung from a barren branch. That light knew fear of darkness. Strength lives in an open heart.
We're hinting at something in here. Let's look around. Give up the traditions of our most beloved divine.
That is lovely to hear. An open heart. Well, that was quite literal. And morbid. But Justinia always said that compassion was my greatest strength. By sunrise?
When the sun rises through it, it splits into what looks like 1,000 suns, like a broken mirror.
Yes, spectacular, isn't it?
What was that?
Looks like we opened something. Sorry to keep you waiting.
Liliana, stop! What are you doing?
I'm protecting us. They never sing the benedictions here on Fridays, Natalie. Something so simple. And you got it so wrong. I wanted to believe, but you were lying from the start. Keep that pretty mouth shut if you must, dear. The prickleweed burrs on your hem. It all points to... Victoire was always an opportunist.
We don't have to be at odds, Natalie. You could come with us. Join the Inquisition.
I was called to serve the Grand Cleric. Kill me then. I am not... At least I still know what I believe.
We don't have to kill her.
No. I must
I see what you've become. The righteous stand before the door.
No! This can't be it. There's nothing here.
Well, this was a waste of time.
I wish I could say this was more than an empty box. There's a message carved in the lid. The left hand should lay down her burden. She's releasing me. The divine has a long reach, but it is always her left hand that stretches out. 1,000 lies, 1,000 deaths. Her commands, but my conscience.
Then you have to let it go.
This? Now? After everything you've said and done? After Haven, we agreed that war requires sacrifices. Whatever it takes, you said. And my poor dear Natalie. Don't tell me to let it all go after all I've said. Justinia tried to save me. There is work to be done. As
Victoire is scrambling after the loss of her agent.
Good. Her support base is in Morale. Tear it down. Grand Cleric Victoire wishes to make an... Doesn't Vic...
Yes, mistress.
Good.
At your command.
Is everything under...
Perfect. The Grand... You see, when I'm ruthless... How funny. I chose to become her... It was my weakness that stopped me from fully committing to my task.
You have a good heart. It's not a weakness.
You are too kind, Inquisitor. Call it... The Inquisition needs... Death and... It is what I... I didn't get the chance to say so earlier, but welcome back to Skyhold. After that terrible journey through the Fade, it must feel good to stand on solid ground again, no? I'll be here. Yes? You're concerned.
No, I'm just... waiting. Like everyone else.
Not for much longer. Yes?
What do the people make of us?
There's scarcely a noble house that hasn't openly pledged its support to us.
Any thoughts on the...
Who did you mean? Goodbye. Inquisitor. Let us begin.
Inquisitor.
Good to see you again, Inquisitor. The scouts have seen a number of Fade rifts all over the forest. We've located this mysterious Fairbanks. He won't share his information with anyone but you. He and his men are camped out at Watcher's Reach, on the path ahead. From what we can tell, they're refugees from the war. Peasants, mostly.
Thank you for the information.
One other thing. A group of deserters from the Imperial... They are hostile to the Watch your back.
This might interest you, sir.
What is it?
You may want to look into this.
I read Liliana's report. Her people infiltrated the League of Assassins targeting you. The contract on your life has been destroyed. You should be safe now.
And thus we out... Did I ever mention I used to be a bard?
You were a singer?
Bards entertain the Orlesian court. They sing, play music, make charming... Many young nobles put on a mask and practice playing the game in such a fashion.
What made...
I was attending a university. There was such an... A group of us, young gentry from Antiva, decided this excite...
You seem a bit...
Then, during... We fought. We were at... You can imagine the result.
I don't see the fault.
But it was such a waste, Inquisitor. If I'd... I'll always wonder who that young man would have grown into.
From Bar...
I was in all the commotion. Forgive me.
Hold on to it.
I will never... And should you ever...
Those bands who impose the tolls. We're supplying the are doing
Sister Liliana says the guests are on their way. The last inheritances are discovered, and taupe is not a spring color. Another time.
Knight Captain Denham, Inquisitor. He awaits judgment for serving the Lord Seeker at Therenfall Redoubt. I knew some of the knights who died there. I asked to oversee his sentencing. The Envy Demon perhaps fooled the Knight Captain, but following his superior's orders nearly destroyed the Templars.
I hope the Knight Captain is lucid enough to understand what he's done.
I only did as I was told.
Knowingly or not, you condemned your brothers and sisters to death.
You would have done the same if you hadn't abandoned the Order. I served faithfully. It went red after what the Lord Seeker told me to do.
Your proximity to the Lord Seeker will serve a purpose. Ask him what he knows of Red Lyrium. Then imprison him until we've dealt with Corypheus.
What if that time never comes? You can't hide me. It's pointless.
First, this wasn't my idea. It is an issue born of titles and heir apparency and... Halam Shiral is having difficulty freeing trade routes formerly controlled by Duchess Florian. Had she been tried, her assets would be forfeit and considerable bureaucracy avoided. So they ask that we judge her.
There is worth and weight in every judgment.
That was the time allotted for rebuttal. Her crimes negated any...
Grand Duchess Florian de... I assume Joseph...
Quite. Before you is Service of the Minrathous Circle of Magi. You met him and his Venatori in the Western Approach. He admits to working for Corypheus, raising monsters, and using magic for conquest. He also used his connections to smuggle magical artifacts out of the Approach, without his master's consent.
Whether or not he's loyal to Corypheus has no bearing on his crimes.
I was hired by a third party. I've no...
I'm sorry,
Bargain? Leave what happened in the approach behind us, Inquisitor, and I can put them all at your disposal.
Someone who can smuggle magical artifacts to Divin... Bring those artifacts...
Your worship knows...
We look like a capital now.
nearly. And